Well, hello everyone. Thanks for joining us today on our webinar. Today we'll discuss offer management as related to your product catalog. There will be a few Chargify technical experts online, so please try to wait until the end of the demonstration. We'll be more than happy to address any questions in regards to offer management and how it directly impacts your business. First, let's discuss exactly what offer management is. Offer management is a suite of tools for business owners, product managers, product marketers to offer, price, bundle, promote, and analyze those outcomes. Those offers must be integrated into a complex billing system to provide the business speed and flexibility. This is what we call offer management. To our knowledge, there are no tools that allow business owners, product managers, and product marketers to execute this work today. Today, the population is heavily dependent on engineering or back office IT to execute changes to the product catalog or to create changes or any type of catalog changes to create bespoke offers for customers. This is incredibly inefficient. Let's dive into how Chargify is solving for this today. Today, we'll go over the following topics to break down offer management. New promotion feature offerings and how this is accomplished with coupons and Chargify. Components and their improvements in addition to managing these product catalogs across multiple sites. Then we'll review an example of what these new tools can accomplish. Coupons have evolved a lot over the past year. Traditionally, we've given merchants like you the ability to provide basic but workable solutions to couponing. Today, with stackable coupons, promotion offerings come into play. You can now combine discount offerings and even choose how the discount is calculated. This is the ordering and compound section you see here. In addition to combining discount offerings, you can now restrict discounts specific to products or components. You can see from this graphic what your coupon restriction options could look like. We can restrict this coupon to one or many products and or components. Just simply select the restricted option and then select which product or components are applicable. So for example, if you'd like to offer customers a free month when opting into a new add-on, you now have that capability. Here's an overview of the current promotion feature offerings. Coupon codes that allow customers to enter a code to receive discounts. Descriptions that will appear on a statement. Define percentage or dollar-based discounts. Limit the discount or give your customers a credit if the discount exceeds cost. Recurring options to define how often your customer gets a promotion. Expiration dates for expired coupons. Conversion limits to limit the amount of coupons that can be redeemed. Subcodes allow you to create many one-time consumed coupons on the fly. Coupon metrics include usage, dollars consumed by discount, and coupon usage count. You can now restrict promotions to only discount specific products or components. Stackable promotions now give you more flexibility to apply more than one discount at a time. Ordering and compounding will allow you to apply a coupon to a setup fee prior to a recurring fee, for example, whereas before a coupon would just be applied to everything. Next, let's take a look at what our component feature additions are. Price points allow you to manage smaller catalogs. In the past, you would have to set up multiple redundant components to correlate with different product offerings. Create more personalized offers as for example, large enterprise versus a startup. Test and support different pricing models, knowing you can grandfather pricing. Differentiate pricing by segment. There's no need to recreate the same component over and over again now. Individual pricing allows you to negotiate and support one-off pricing within seconds. And next, we'll take a closer view of our edit options. This is the view of the new price points feature as displayed by choosing the edit to the components. Here we have our default component. This is also the component price that will display on my public sign-up pages. Next, we have an additional price point listed here, which in this case was a special negotiated rate. Price points can also have their own pricing schemes as well. So, for example, if you normally offer a flat rate, this can be used to offer special volume discounts to a particular customer segment. You can also move subscriptions over in the drop-down cogwheel option shown here. This is perfect for grandfathering subscriptions if you choose to lower or raise your prices as well. Now, as we get more complicated, we need to know how to manage our catalog as we grow. Historically, we have always had handles available for our products, and now they're available for our components as well. We're very excited to announce our new component handle feature. This makes managing a single product catalog across multiple sites much easier. And this is especially true in the case where you have more than one gateway or currency. Let's discuss what these steps look like from an API perspective. So once you've created your main production site with your product offerings, settings, and as you've chosen, you'll want to clone that site. If relevant, change the currency. You'll then create a script that will allow you to update your product catalog. Make sure to use your subdomain as your identifier. It is unique. Then just push out the update and you're done. Here's an overview of all the current promotion feature offerings as pertaining to components. Meter to collect usage or one-time fees. Quantity to add additional services or recurring fees. Offer on-off flat rate add-ons. We also support various different pricing schemes. Proration options for collecting mid-period upgrades. Tax-specific options related to add-ons, products, or services. And now default price points allow you to specify a designated price for a particular add-on if applicable. Multiple price points now support many price offerings under a single component. Component handles now make managing and updating complex product catalogs, especially across many sites, possible in seconds. We're now ready to create a complex logic product offering. Let's take a look at what these new features look like in action. For this particular subscription, we are utilizing stackable coupons and price points. The stackable coupon in this case allows us to ramp up the pricing in the user's add-ons. Because this coupon is applicable to the full price before discount, two 50% off coupons effectively equate to 100% off the add-on this coupon is applied to. Let's take a look at the statement, how this shows up. Both of the coupons have different recurring options. The first coupon will expire at the time of the first renewal. The second coupon will expire at the second renewal. So what this means is on the first bill, they get 100% off. On the second, they will receive 50% off. Then the discount expires at the second renewal. This creates a ramp-up period in which customers' bill will effectively grow over time. We've also negotiated a special rate for this user's usage, which you can see here. Additionally, at any point, you can update the user's component price point if needed. In closing, this is one of the many possibilities with our new offer management features. So why are we choosing to focus on offer management? Well, we're seeing a shift in customer needs. Modern businesses like Amazon, Salesforce are emblematic of B2Bs and B2Cs for that matter, that recognize the need to personalize offers to customers and/or customer segments. We expect to see this trend continue as more businesses seek ways to differentiate and monetize their business. We have several customer requests and projects that fit very nicely under this offer management umbrella, and we're excited for what this means for merchants like you in the future. Thanks for joining. We'll open it up to questions now. Just as a reminder, please don't forget to sign up for our webinar next week. It'll be on reporting. Remember to save your seat. Stay tuned and we'll cover recent updates and feature additions on our analytics. I'd be happy to verbalize any questions that anybody might have as well. That's a great question. When do you think price points integration will live in Salesforce as well? We do have plans to add this very quickly. It's really dependent on who needs to have it as fast as they can. We can add that to our list. If that's something that you need added, please contact us and we'd be more than happy to prioritize that work. That's another good question. How would you automatically invoke a particular component to a new subscription? Out of the box, this is not possible on the public sign-up page for now. In the future, we would like to provide some logic-based billing options to where if a customer signs up for a particular product, it automatically signs them up for a component. But at this time, this type of work is only available through the API. Another good question, does this impact just components or can we offer different price points for base plans? Unfortunately, the price point option is only available for components at this time. If you do have a need for variable pricing, we do have the option to set a $0 product, in which case the product will tell us how often the customer is billed, and the component tells us what the price is of that subscription. I do have an example of how that's detailed out on our help documentation. I'll pull that up and provide that link in the chat shortly. Another good question, is stackable coupons feature available on the public sign-up page? At this time, the default component is the one that will show up on the public sign-up pages. So if you need to toggle between components, the best way to do that at this time is to set them up under multiple different components. That way you can have a different default one for those public sign-up pages. But you can effectively create a public sign-up page for each discount or pricing scenario that you might have. That's another good question. Is the availability to export price points in the subscription CSV export on the roadmap? It definitely is. That's something that we hope to solve for. I don't have the specific ETA on that, but that's something that we're planning on working on soon. For the finance reporting webinar, I will make sure that everyone that attended this webinar will also get a copy of that email, but there also should be, just like the announcement that we did for this webinar, an alert when you automatically log into your Chargify account, and it'll appear there as well. I'd be happy to provide the API documentation. Somebody's asking what the API option looks like. And that's in the chat section. When will roll-up subscriptions be available? We have resellers that add subscriptions for their customers, and each subscription needs its own coverage, components, etc. We're calling this feature right now invoice consolidation, which the first segment of this is going to be released very shortly. It's in a closed beta right now. If that's something you want access to, please feel free to contact our support, and we'd be happy to get you on that list. But we are going to be releasing that capability very shortly. It's the very next big feature we'll be launching. These are all really great questions, guys. Keep them coming. And if you don't know where your question section is on the GoToWebinar control panel, there's a chat section for questions, specifically called questions. Just you can take that out. There's a little button on the corner that'll allow you to pop that out if you want to have that. Any plans for the ability to merge customer IDs? I would assume that the reason you're asking that question is preemptive of the invoice consolidation. Is that correct? So if you have customers that already exist, okay. I'm unsure. I can't answer that with 100% clarity. So if you'd like to contact us directly in support, I'd be happy to connect with the product manager on behalf of you to answer that question. I'm sure we'll have some type of backwards compatibility plan or some type of migration plan in place for that, though. Okay, let's see here. One second, guys. Looking through these questions right now. So, yes. So to answer this was a good question. I had to double check this one. So could you set up a coupon to evaporate after 14 days? So it would cover 100% of the cost for 14 days, but then 0%. The user gets the service for free for 14 days only. So the coupon expiration is based off of the renewal cycle. So if 14 days is outside of the renewal cycle, this will not work. There is a workaround for this, however, not necessarily a workaround, but if you thought about it in the form of a price point, what the price points allow you to do is specify things for this particular case. So if the user is trying a component out for the first time, for example, or if a user is in a trial period or a trial state, you could effectively create a price point that is 0 for that particular user at the time that they're using that for the initial 14 days. So no, it can't be accomplished through coupons, but it can be accomplished through price points. For the question on the order in which the coupons were applied on the public sign-up page, we'd need to look at your particular use case in order to determine exactly what happened. But we'd be happy to take a look at that for you. So another customer is asking about a different feature availability. If there is a way to essentially run a report on a custom field, you use that as the reference. That is what it looks like, or your identifier. At this time, there's no way to do that directly in the UI. You'd have to do a CSV export and filter those out by the custom field. But we do have plans on our roadmap. We're hoping to get to that this year so we can improve the the filters on the subscription portion so that you can filter on things like custom fields. So that's definitely something that we can take down. I'm sure we have feature requests for that, but I'll put another point on that because we all know the more requests we get for a specific feature, the more likely we are to add it. So I'd be more than happy to document that for you. It's actually a really good question. It ties into some of the invoice consolidation or the subscription roll-ups we've been talking about a little bit. One customer asks off topic, but when will statements be available for one-time changes as they are with renewal notifications? Charges, got it. One-time charges, a little bit different. I was thinking maybe prorations would be in the same thing as changes, but no worries. So with the invoice consolidation improvement, we are giving our invoice features an overall facelift. And that the invoice consolidation opens up the door, so to speak, to allow us to make improvements like sending off an invoice or a statement in the case of a one-time charge. So with the new invoice consolidation launch, it won't be part of that feature list, but we will be able to do that very soon. So with this new architecture, essentially, it gives us the ability to do things like send off a statement when a customer receives a one-time charge. Any more questions?
Looks like, Kayla, looks like there's one about a monthly product with a setup fee. You see that one?
Yeah, I'm looking in that right now.
So the question is, if you have a monthly product with a setup fee charged before a trial period, is it possible to restrict the coupon so that it does not discount the setup fee? At this moment, with how coupons are structured, there's not a way to specifically target the setup fee or to have it exempt from the setup fee, except for, you can restrict it for the product versus components. So it kind of depends on after the trial period if your component pricing is based, or if your pricing is based on components, or if it's based off the product itself. Because you could use those coupon restrictions to just restrict it to the components, and then it would, the setup fee would still be charged because that's associated with the product itself. However, if you do product pricing, then there isn't really a way to configure it in a way where it will still apply. So you could possibly look into switching over to using components as the setup fee versus the setup fee feature itself on the product if you did need to do this kind of combination of charging for a setup fee, but then maybe giving a coupon discount at a later point. You could create, a metered probably want to utilize a metered based component. And then you can allocate a certain amount to that for the setup fee. And then the coupon could just be restricted to the product itself. And then you can kind of get around that way, but there's not a way to target specifically the kind of the setup fee feature there.
Thanks for answering that, Nick. Another feature-related topic, is there any plans for bringing calendar billing to multi-month subscription products? I know that this is on the list. We have various different improvements related to billing outside of monthly periods. I know a lot of customers bill quarterly or annually, and you still want to have an anniversary date set for a snap date or a particular day of the month. I don't have an ETA on that at this time. I'm not entirely sure if that's been scheduled out, but I can definitely upvote that feature for you. Well, it looks like the questions have more or less stopped. If you have any additional questions or concerns, if you want to talk to a billing specialist in regards to your product setup and how these features will benefit you, please feel free to reach out to us directly via support. You can contact us at email, and that would be support@chargify.com, and we'd be happy to get in contact with you. Hope everybody enjoys their day. There will be a recording sent out after this. So if you missed anything, just keep an eye out for that email. Hope everybody has a fantastic day. Thanks so much for coming.